the distance?
Вся дистанция пройдет. Ну, я готовился на 5 раундов, поэтому их смог отработать. У меня хватило подготовки. Но, конечно, хотелось закончить досрочно. Надеюсь, в следующем бою это получится.
I was preparing for a full 5 rounds. I wish I could have ended earlier, but hopefully with the next fight, I can do that.
Was there anything that he did that surprised you?
Да нет, в принципе, все это я ожидал. Ну, он оказался сильнее физически, чем я ожидал, наверное.
No, not really everything that I expected, but he turned out to be a little more stronger physically than I expected, and that was it.
You're the interim champion. Ryan Bader has the undisputed title. Is there any sort of message you'd like to send to him?
Нет, не хочу никаких сообщений никому передавать. Когда буду готовиться и объявят наш бой, тогда будем разговаривать.
No, I don't want to send any messages. Whenever the fight comes up, then we'll talk.
Congratulations on the victory. When they were reading the scorecards, how confident was he that he was the winner?
Ну, в принципе, да, потому что я понимал, что я побольше попал по нему и больше контроля было за мной.
Yeah, I was pretty confident because I thought I landed more strikes and I had more control. So when I had the scorecards, I was more comfortable.
His teammate Vadim Nemkov also won the title recently. With Vadim winning the title, did that build his confidence that he could also be a champion?
Вадим выиграл чемпионство тоже. Это давало тебе больше уверенности, что в твоей команде был еще один чемпион?
Это давало больше ответственности, потому как Вадим уже забрал пояс. Вот сейчас я забрал. Осталось дело за Анатолием Токовым. Надеюсь, ему в скором времени дадут визу, и он тоже заберет пояс в среднем весе.
Yeah, it was more responsibility than anything. Yeah, Vadim took the belt. Now I took the belt. Now we're waiting for Anatoly Tokov to get the visa and strive for that belt as well.
They announced today they announced they're going to go to Moscow. Obviously, Fedor's fit on that card. Does he want to get on that card too and kind of stack it?
Ты хочешь в Москве драться, когда Bellator будет приезжать?
Yes, I want fight in Moscow.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Valentin, congratulations on a victory. You're one of there's only a few firsts in Bellator, and you're one of the first inaugural interim heavyweight champions. You know, looking back at this, you know, Fedor had a rich history at heavyweight. Do you look to, you know, grow upon that history?
Ты хочешь быть таким же, как Федор, то есть у него большая история с тяжеловесами, это один из первых.
Ну, я думаю, повторить достижения Федора вряд ли уже у кого-то выйдет. Поэтому я буду делать то, что я могу, и, надеюсь, тоже заберу как можно больше титулов. Ну, а сравнивать с Федором я еще не могу себя.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people are going to achieve what Fedor has achieved, so I'm just going to do me, and I'm going to try to get as many belts as I can and go forward with my career.
All right, one final thing. Hey, the Moscow card did get announced, as previously said. Would you like to see you, Vadim, everybody participating to make it a trifecta?
Ну да, хотелось бы, чтобы мы всей командой там подрались, а там уже как получится.
Yeah, I would like to see the whole team fight on the card, but again, we'll see what happens in the future.
All right, we'll take a few more questions here. Michael?
Valentin, congratulations on a hell of a victory tonight. What was the first thing that went through your mind once you hold the title for the first time?
Первая мысль, которая прошла в твою голову, когда ты поднял титул.
Подняли руку?
Ну, когда забрал.
Ну, я, конечно, обрадовался. Я очень долго к этому шел. Обрадовался.
Yeah, I was very happy because it's been a long way, so I was very excited.
Chris?
Valentin, congratulations on a brilliant performance. Several times he had you against the cage. He was throwing a lot of power shots. He seemed to be very calm. How do you develop that? How do you develop a calmness even when you have almost a 300-pound guy throwing big shots and sometimes you can't get out of the way? I mean, how do you develop that sort of coolness under pressure?
Как ты остаешься спокойным, когда у тебя такой здоровый человек, все кидают такие кеймейкеры, и как оставаться спокойным в таких передачах?
Мы все профессионалы, уже давно занимаемся боями, поэтому не вижу в этом ничего страшного уже.
Yeah, all of us professionals have been doing this for a while, so there's nothing scary about This guy throwing big shots at you.
Dan?
Valentin, congratulations on the victory. Any advice that Fedor gave you prior to the fight?
Да, и Вадим, и Федор давали мне советы. Мы разработали план и придерживались его.
Yes, Vadim and Fedor both gave me advices. We had a plan and we stuck to the plan.
All right, a couple more here. Jay?
Congratulations on the win tonight, Valentin. I'm just wondering if you expect to face Ryan Bader next, or if you're thinking you might have to defend that interim title once prior to that. I know Czech Congo, Linton Vassell are out there.
Но если Бейдер долго будет отсутствовать, я хотел бы, конечно, защищать титул.
If Bader's going to be absent for a long time, I would like to defend the interim title.
Jack, go ahead.
Hi, Valentin. Jack Kennedy from MMA Island. It was obviously a very close and hard-fought victory. Were you ever badly hurt at any point during the fight?
I'm sorry, repeat that, please.
Were you ever hurt at any point during the fight?
No.
Last one here, Jeff.
Jeff Brantley from the Man in the Cage podcast. Valentin, you have that great Sambo background, but you showed off all of your hand speed and your movement tonight. Do you think that hand speed and movement is what separates you from the rest of that heavyweight division right now?
I don't know.
All right, thanks, Valentin. Congrats on the win.
Recording stopped.
Next up is Scott Coker.
Recording in progress.
All right, we are now being joined by Scott Coker. Go ahead, Nolan.
Scott, Bellator 261 in the books. You have a new interim heavyweight champion. Give me your thoughts on the night, the main event. Did it go down the way you were expecting?
I'll tell you, I was a little bit surprised at the volume that these guys were active, and then I was also surprised by when there's that many punches thrown, usually somebody's going to get knocked out, and those guys are tough guys, big guys, tough guys, and they fought a great fight, and congratulations to the champ.
And I guess talk to me a little bit about what's going on with your promotion and the Russian fighters, right? I mean, you guys showed it at the Fedor press conference. You have a lot of top-tier fighters that have integrated here from Russia. You got light heavyweight champion. You now have an interim heavyweight champion. Is that really an area of the world that you guys have really targeted the talent pools recently, and is paying off?
You know, I'll tell you, it was something that when Fedor said to me, I have a team, I want to bring a team over. And then we started, signing fighters, developing it from different CIS territory countries. And then it just panned out that, they just have a lot of amazing talent in that area. And I think you're seeing it here at Bellator.
Co-main event, Liz Carmouche with a very quick TKO, her first one since 2013. Do you think she's done enough to kind of sit in that number one contender spot, fight the winner of Velasquez versus Kielholtz?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like she's definitely earned it. I thought that was a spectacular knockout. And Watanabe is no joke. I mean, this girl, if she had a little bit of time and got listed to the ground, it would have been a very interesting battle. But she did what she had to do. I thought it was spectacular. And, to me, she should be in that spot. But I want to wait to see what the rankings come in at, and then we'll decide what we're going to do from there.
Hey, Scott, congratulations. Another great night. Moldavsky just won the interim title. We talked about Brian Bader next. Obviously, Bader's held up in the tournament. Could be a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Is Moldavsky going to sit on the sidelines, or are you going to book someone else?
Yeah, we just talked about that for a second. We're going to meet tomorrow morning and talk about, what the next steps are. But, after breakfast tomorrow, I'll have an answer for you, because really it depends if he wants to be active or what he wants to do. So, we definitely have enough events to where we could squeeze in another fight. And, depends on what happens with Ryan Bader. You're right. He could be out, another 6 months, maybe 7 months. I don't see it going past that, but he could be tied up into early next year.
You talked about today, Fedor, you announced that he's going to be fighting in Russia. It was a big story. You didn't announce an opponent. Is there a couple that come to your mind that you want to leak out, that it's possibilities that you might be leaning that way? Has Fedor requested anybody?
I'll tell you, there is a long laundry list here. People have raised their hands to come fight Fedor in Russia. So, I'm sure you guys know all the names that have been thrown out there. So, we're going to evaluate it, and then I'm going to talk to Fedor tomorrow morning and see what he's thinking. And I know what he's going to say. He's going to say, you guys pick it out, but I think that we should let him go home, think about it, talk to his coaches, because his coaches, his coach is not here. He's still in Holland, I think. So, it'll probably take us a week or two to figure this out, but after that, it's going to be game on.
Last question is actually a two-part question. Last weekend, Anderson Silva box looked really good. One, two-part question. One, what do you think of his performance? And two, I know you said in the past that you weren't interested in him. Does this change your mind?
I didn't see the fight, but I heard that he looked really good, and Chavez Jr. is a professional boxer. But let me just weigh judgment until I see it. But as far as him fighting, I'm not sure. Like, he's already done it all, right? So if he wants to do super fights, in different areas like he's doing now, I think that's great. Could it work for us in the future in a super fight? Maybe, but that has not been discussed. Believe me, there's no shortage of opponents in Russia right now, and listen, the managers of all the free agents are calling. Josh Barnett was texting me today, and I talked to JDS's manager a couple of days ago, Alistair Overy. I mean, this, list goes on and on and on. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of goats that might be a possibility in this matchup. But listen, we'll figure it out in the near future. But there is like I said, a long list of people that have their hands raised to come fight. To me, the greatest heavyweight of all time. And yeah, why not? I mean, if I was those guys, I'd be raising my hand too.
Hey, Scott, a great Bellator 261. Some had quick finishes, some had some great grappling. But, coming into fight week, there were a lot of changes going on between the fighters and their opponents. How was it, managing that and making sure that you had a successful card?
It just seems like that's an ongoing challenge every week. And sometimes it works out, like this time. We put the fight together, but sometimes it doesn't work out, and we send a lot of people home. And I think we had, 2 fights on the undercard that fell through over the last 2 weeks. One was a pretest that they flunked a pretest, and that's just part of the protocol that we are, bound to, which is, I think, the correct way to do it. And it's just a week by week case. So, to me, I think there's light at the end of the tunnel with the COVID situation here, at least here in the United States. In California, one of the strict guidelines of the strictest guidelines of any county is the county that I live in, and it's wide open now. Gyms are all open, the restaurants are open, movies are open, the malls. I mean, everything is like it was almost pre-COVID, except for some people wear masks, some people don't. But everything is open, so it's a great feeling. And going into Los Angeles, to have a a full crowd and have an open arena like that, it's just going to feel great. And I said, LA is going to be a big night for us, and it's going to be the relaunch of Bellator since COVID started.
One final question for me. Like you said, you've been here at the Mohegan Sun since you restarted. How could you recap that journey so far?
Wow. You know what? Honestly, the Mohegan Sun has been great to us, been great partners. And it's been like a private sound stage for us. And we did all those great fights. When I look back at some of the fights we put together here in this bubble, it's quite amazing. And I have to give my staff a lot of credit and give, the Viacom protocol, piece of it was the right way to do it. And we stuck to our guns and we took about 3 months off when it initially hit. And then starting July of 2020, we started doing these fights and creating content, keep all the fighters busy, making content for CBS Sports Network and now Showtime. It's been a blessing to keep this thing going.
All right, we'll take a couple more questions here. Giancarlo.
Hi, Scott. Great event tonight. You just touched on it earlier about the uncertainty of COVID, the pandemic situation in other states. With the card you're having in Moscow, are you looking at maybe other countries, depending on what their situation is, to hold events, or are you going to be focusing on more the United States market towards the end of this year?
Well, I mean, I'd say 80% of our fights are scheduled to be here in the U.S., and we will come back here, just like we're coming back for the Gegard Mousasi fight against John Salter on the 13th of August. But as soon as we can, start traveling to the territories that I felt that we have, really, really grown a nice piece of business. We want to get back there. And we have a lot of fighters in Europe that have been coming here, but we also want to go there and have them fight in their hometown. So, to me, I'd like to continue the international growth of Bellator, and Moscow is a big statement. I mean, to me, I honestly feel like that's something that I've wanted to do for the last 10 years since I've started working with Fedor, right? Is to go to Moscow and throw a fight. And Fedor always invited me, and I never, we couldn't work out the timing. I haven't been there. But to go there and bring Bellator there in their inaugural event and have Fedor leading us into Moscow is a special treat.
Michael?
Scott, congratulations on a great event. Following up a little bit on what Giancarlo asked, is Bellator, to be more specific, targeting either Mexico, Puerto Rico, or anything, or any Latin American countries to host an event in the future or in the near future?
I don't think it's going to happen this year. I believe if COVID did not hit, we would already be in Latin America, especially Brazil, because that was definitely on the map. But, right now we're focusing on 80% of our business here in the U.S. and we have Moscow, and as Europe opens up, we'll go there. But next year, I think the sky's the limit. And we do have a lot of plans that we're laying out right now for 22 and 23, 24, and even 25. So a lot of good events in the future, and international expansion into areas that we haven't gone, that the company has identified which countries are important to them, and that's where we're going to go.
Last one, Jay.
Hey, Scott, congratulations on the event tonight. And just continuing on with that international theme, with the move to Showtime, one of the things we saw is that Canadian viewers no longer had access to Bellator outside of the YouTube channel. Just wondering if there's an update on the broadcast situation up here.
Yeah, you know what? That was something that we're trying to work out so the fans can tune back in. But I believe, like you said, it is available on YouTube, right, in Canada?
Definitely is.
Yeah, so we wanted to make sure that the Canadian fans still had access to it. But as far as the linear television broadcast opportunity, we're talking to a few broadcasters right now, and that might take some time, but hopefully we'll have it pieced together pretty soon.
All right, thanks for the time, Scott. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.